Anyway, with the bitrate issue fixed, you guys should hopefully, assuming OBS is still good to go. Yeah, yeah, there it is. You should now be able to actually see the game at 60 FPS, which is great, at least for those of you watching live. If you're watching on YouTube, well, Also, last time when we finished, we were all the way up here, so I just ran to the nearest save point and just saved because my stream crashed like shortly after. I did still keep recording up at least until a little bit afterwards. So on YouTube it's different, but I don't believe we missed out on anything else. I think everything else is still good. I think there was like maybe a note, or maybe not. I might be mistaken. Just double checking. Ramune, which we don't need. Bandage, which again we don't need. Like, we are stocked up. We really don't need healing items. Due to, again, the game being modded, right? For infinite stamina, infinite health, and infinite weapon durability. This is just to, again, get through the game itself. We don't care about the boss fights. We don't care about the combat. None of that matters. We're just trying to get through the game normally. So, let's just do that. Let's check this way. I believe we haven't double checked on the way back. I don't think this was here before. I don't think we've ever seen that pitchfork or that rake thing. Huh. Some chocolate, which we don't need, but we can actually offer. So let's get rid of a first aid kit, which also doesn't matter. And some Higurashi, which also doesn't matter. Okay. Now, do remember, even though the game is modded, we can still take damage from grab attacks. So if an enemy does grapple us or grab us or whatever, we can still take damage. So that's the only reason why we would still keep some healing items around. But, I mean, it's not like we really need them. So let's go ahead and then try the chocolate while we're at it. There we go. I don't think we have any other things. No? We're good. Okay, well, let's keep going. Is there anything here? Usually these radios sometimes will have a prompt for us to listen in. But it seems like we're good. One other thing, by the way. So, like I said, I was able to kind of get OBS fixed from my end. So, if there are any issues, you might just notice the stream freeze for a bit. But it should still be good. Like, if it freezes for a moment, it'll come back like a few seconds later. Like 1 or 2 seconds later. So hopefully that's not... I mean, that's a better trade-off than OBS disconnecting. That is a much better trade-off.
大丈夫か相棒化け物につけられてないか
問題ない。シュウ君っていつまでひな子のこと相棒って呼ぶの？相棒なんて呼び方、小学生の男子みたい。
相棒は相棒さ。俺は相棒を女扱いしてない。
そうだな。された覚えもない。
立ち話は終わりだ。行くぞ。
Oh my god. That's true. He's huge. Oh my fucking god. Giant shoe in the middle of Silent Hill. Anyway, he's probably gonna disappear at some point, I'd assume. Let's just look around again for new items. I don't think there's anything else here. No. Except for Giant Shoe watching over us with a baseball bat. I think if we don't stare at him, he won't lag my game to a crawl because he's, fucking 100 times bigger than normal. That is so weird. I kind of want to reload, but it's also just really funny seeing him stand there like some omnipotent being. Do we go back to the shrine? I don't think there's a reason to. Let's not. Let's instead just try to go this way. If we get to a shrine, I will save and reload. Just to see if that fixes Giant Shoe and his giant shoes. Anyway. Just, oh my god, just here he is. Giant boots. Oh, that's so fucking funny. Shu can just step on them. Step on our enemies. And we'll be fine. Oh. Here they are.
相棒妙な化け物が増えてる気がしないか
お前の宇宙戦争だって妙な宇宙人がどんどん増えてっただろうが。
ひなこってしゅうくんと話すときは男の子みたいな喋り方だよね。
昔の癖が今も抜けないからかな。
俺たちは幼い頃からの付き合いだからな。
ふーん。だから男女の関係にはならなかったってわけ。
今はそんな話をしてる時じゃないぞ。行こう。
Is Giant Shoe and his giant shoe still around? No. Okay. Regarding what she just said, by the way, I don't think I've talked about this before, but fuck, I didn't mean to pick that up. I hope we can still get the achievements or whatever for it. Making it to shoes. Oh, actually, I guess it's just like if we don't consume any red pills. We do want to try to go all the way around though. So we'll see if that still works. Anyway, regarding what she just said, I saw a video some time ago talking about how a lot of foreigners who go to Japan who end up marrying a Japanese woman, usually, you know, well, this is specifically about males moving to Japan, marrying a Japanese woman, that over time, they start to sound like gay Japanese men. And it might sound weird, but the reason for that is just like how she said that we sound like a man when we talk sometimes. Western men or foreigners. Oh God, it's doing that Unreal Engine 5 thing again. Foreigners in Japan, since they mainly talk to their wives. Oh God, since they mainly talk to their wives. They sound like women because they pick up the dialect and words from their wives instead of, you know, say males, or they probably don't have many male friends, and because of that they end up just sounding more like women. So I'm sure you know, like when you have English speaking homosexuals, when they talk they normally have an effeminate tone or, you know, vocabulary when they speak. So imagine that, but with guys speaking Japanese. So you'll have someone talk to like their friends, or I don't know, just like their students while teaching in Japan, and instead of being like, you know, good morning class, they're like, hey, how's it going? You know, that's basically what they were getting at. And it's something that I never really bothered to think about. But it makes a lot of sense, considering that, again, the person that they're spending most of their time with is usually just their wives. So because of that, they do pick up their dialect instead. And, well, that kind of happens with Hinako. God, that Unreal Engine 5, like, stuttering is so fucking weird. Again, I can't actually do anything about that. It has nothing to do with like my graphic settings or my card. That is just like a thing that happens with the UE5. So hopefully we don't see it often or anymore, ever. It seems to happen in like open world environments specifically. Oh, God, it's such a fucking nightmare. But we are supposed to go. Where were we? Right, go to Shu's house. Let's see if we can actually. Oh God, Shu, your giant shoes again. I think I will reset. The sole of his foot. I think we'll reset when we get to oh god, when we get to another save point. Oh god. The tearing. Oh god.
何あれ。
やだ、気持ち悪い。
あいつらまさかあの気持ち悪いので街を飲み込む気なのか。
化け物が多すぎる。
迂回しよ
But it's so
う。
dumb.
街を突っ切るのは危険すぎる。
私たちの千鶴や、どうしてこんな。
We didn't have this issue like 2 updates ago.
中学校の方へ向かってそこから山道を登ろう。
Oh god.
だいぶ遠回りになるが
Super long skirt.
よし
Uh
行こ
anyway. We look normal for a second. God, I hate Unreal Engine 5 so fucking much. Anyway. One thing to note, though, is that, fuck. Since we do have unlimited HP now, I can try to maybe fight this thing and kill it. But it's gonna be very difficult, considering that, again, the screen is tearing constantly. But let's see if anything happens beyond this. God, look at the fucking tearing. God, I am so sorry about this. I don't know if it's because there's so many things on screen or... I don't fucking know. It could be because it's rendering the village or something worse. God, I can barely tell what the fuck I'm doing. Maybe it's because it's there? I don't know. Let's see. Because here the game is so fucking smooth. Like, it's 60 FPS, etc., right? But my god, is it annoying the second we turn around. But let's try to, you know, have less enemies on screen. See if maybe that helps. I don't know. Okay, kind of. Defeat the giant monster in front of the Chizuriya general store. So yeah, so you did get an achievement for doing this. But this thing still respawns. I don't think there is anything else here though, sadly. Looking around just in case, but doesn't seem like it. God. Yeah, it seems like just when you walk down certain paths or look in certain directions, it just likes to spaz out, which is not good. Anyway, we're supposed to go where again? I think it was all the way around. Yeah. They want us to take the fucking detour. God, that was so weird. This shit, the screen tearing is so terrible. I'm gonna try to like save and reload real quick, since it doesn't take too long. Go back to title screen. Like literally 2 seconds. And let's see if that helps at all. Hopefully Shu doesn't, you know, step on us. Okay, that seems to have helped a little bit. I hope so. Oh yeah, the van. Maybe we can enjoy Silent Hill a little bit without all the combat. Just hearing the wind, so ominous and creepy. Let's see if there's anything around the corner here. I don't believe so. No, we can't go this way. We'd have to through that shrine we're supposed to like go all the way around. I believe there was just chocolate in that box. I don't believe there was anything else, but you know what? Fuck no. Just in case, because there's stuff here. Can we even reach this? It seems like you can, but I don't know if that's just like set dressing, you know? Because we can go up to that box. Actually, yeah, I mean, if we go up to the box and then what? Like, we can't cross over or anything. So let's just move on. Now, there used to be a note on that side, on this side, if you went all the way around. But now there is no note. There's going to be like a few dolls here anyway. There's literally like 4. So here's one around the corner. And one over here. Oh. Anyway. Don't think there's anything else to grab here. Maybe now I can actually explore this little area. Yeah, because of course. Now, with what we know of ending A, right, the first ending of the game, I'm pretty sure it's implied that all the dolls and stuff that we're fighting are like the townsfolk. They're all either you know, students or just women, like just, you know, housewives, etc. And that the big dudes are some of the men in the village. We know this at least. We know one of them is at least our father, of course, as we fight them later on the second half, in the second half of the game. But the dolls, I believe, are just implied to be just villagers that we end up killing, or just fighting every now and again. Considering that we went like postal at the end of ending A. Arare, which we don't need. There's nothing else here. So, Oh god. Spazzing out again. Nothing here. What about this way? Empty. And nothing here. Oop. And here's a shrine. Won't be able to use it because this thing is following us, so let's quickly get rid of it. There we go. Okay, it's actually dead. Let's enshrine the chocolate and save. Pipe. What else? The Great Space Invasion 2. Inconceivable. Is there a secret invasion of body-snatching aliens? They may already be among your loved ones. Oh. Can you imagine we get that ending instead? By accident? Because I find all of these. That poster looks really nice, though. It's pretty cool. God, I hope we don't get the joke ending. We're going for the B ending. Or C ending, whichever we end up getting.
かが飛んでったぞ。
一緒に逃げよ
We see Shu standing with his giant fucking legs again. So here's where we need to go, but you know, they force you to go all the way around for no reason, just so you can encounter the new enemy, the dog things, which is what I call them. I'm not sure what the fuck their names are, but I don't remember. We can check in a bit, if it has one, or see if it's got one. No note.
二人はどこに
Higurashi, which we don't need. I should actually enshrine the Higurashi that we have.
ひなここっち
Anything here? There is not. Okay. Yeah, there it is. This thing. God, it's so insufferable. Yeah, that thing, that fucking jumping attack sucks so much. Are you actually dead? Yes. Okay. Let's see if we can explore around a little bit more. God, I remember when we were doing the first playthrough and playing this on hard mode, that shit would just chase us up here, 3-shot you. If it landed that jump, it fucking licks your face. It drains you for half your HP. You get it off you, and then it still just like smacks you. Like you push it off to that little corner, and then you're trying to like kite it as it's trying to like jump you, and then it starts doing its 10-hit combo. Anyway, there's a doll here. There it is. That thing would kind of, you know, as you're being chased by the dog thing, if you ignore it, you go up there, you grab the comb. If you don't get stuck up there and you start coming down, that thing just grabs you. And then you've got two things, but the second you step in here, like they kind of just stop following you, which is great. It's gotten into the house. What has? Unless you mean the rot. Damn. Get her, Jillico. Get her. Okay. Don't need the kitchen knife. Nothing in there. Nothing in the fridge. And more chocolate, which we don't need. Okay. So I believe there was a radio we could listen to here. Right, we've seen that comic, but this one. Huh? Interesting. I was about to say, like, that writing, or like what she was saying was something straight out of like Higurashi, which is really funny. I don't think there's anything else here, so let's go up. Or down, I mean. More Higashi. I believe this is, yeah, dead end. Alright. Oh, right. The ambush. Or failed ambush. So I believe the blob things are just supposed to be those I believe are supposed to be other students specifically. Like just an amalgamation of other students. Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, the flowers can still get you. In terms of, you know, taking damage. But God, even on, like, easy mode, these things take for fucking ever. With a baseball bat, no less. But I don't think there's anything else here. This closet or anything. But man, just look at this room. It looks so rotten. Might as well use this. Not like we need it, but frees up a little bit of space. Okay. Let's check this way. Oh god. More of the screen tearing. I think we're supposed to go that way specifically. But let's just check. See if there's anything else here. Oh yeah, I think we get an Emma if we go back to where we found that key the first time. Yeah. Let's see. Comb, which we don't need. Red pills. I guess we'll take the comb. And we'll ditch, I don't know. Higashi can be enshrined, this cannot. That was like, what, 10 hits overall? It took for fucking ever, dude. I shouldn't be engaging with the combat either. There's like 0 point. But anyway. Let's go to the shrine. Because there's nothing this way, I don't believe.
ひなこをほっといて。もう手遅れなの。どうしようもない。このままさ、何の役にも立たない。
今は俺もわからないよ。苦しんでこのままにしておく。
What a shame. Even Shu knows that we're, you know, not doing so hot. Okay. So trying a few things, such as the Higashi we really don't need it, or this. I think that's it. Do we have an Emma? We've got one. Increase our stamina, I guess. It's already maxed out. Good. Well, let's save. God, this game is so smooth when it wants to be. Hmm.
シュウ君、嘘ついてるよね。
知らねえよ。
騙せてると思う？ひなこを。
ひなこ、遅かったな。心配したぜ。
心配してなかったよ。相棒なら絶対に大丈夫って言ってた。
そうか。ありがとう。
Do you see the flickering? That could be because of the engine just stuttering, or that could be Hinako having a mental breakdown. So we'll consider, I don't know, the giant shoe to be part of Hinako's hallucinations, or part of her, I don't know, mental illness that she's got. And I mean literal, like whatever the fuck's affecting her head to give her like these major headaches. See, like the sound design is so good. You can sometimes see those things running up there. Let's see. If we go this way, path is unblocked. So let's go the other way real quick. I don't think there's much here anyways. Toolkit. It's not really useful anymore. Should be a broken bridge. Yeah. Man, can you imagine if this fucking happened in your town, or if you live in a village for some reason in your village? Where, you know, just like imagine your neighborhood is overrun by these plants, these spider lilies. There's like grassy vines or red vines all over the place. Oh, and also all the people are turning into like fucking monsters. That'd be mortifying. It would just be, you know, quiet like this. It'd be super foggy out. It'd be fucking awesome too. At least the foggy part. I love when it's I love fog aesthetically, but going through it kind of sucks. Because it's, you know, it's literally just moisture. But anyway. Oh, that's a note. Research Journal Photo 3. A photo attached to a research journal. It appears to be a clue collected by a researcher investigating the folklore of Ebisugaoka. Don't know where the fuck this is. Regarding the legend of the sacred sword, there were a number of damaged Jizo statues in the hollows of the divine tree. I saw old and broken tools laid in front of the statues, most likely so that they could be put to rest. The sacred sword came far before the Inari faith. As such, Jizo statues are more likely than Inari statues to be used as anchors for sealing the sword. It seems I'll need to look into beliefs that are older than the Inari faith to find the sacred sword. I don't know where the second or any other Inari statues are. I only know of one of them. Speaking of, I think we might have, let's see, Scarecrow, the giant, this. Yeah, not sure. Ugh. This thing looks like the birth giver. Or it is, actually. It is the one that spawns. Anyway, those dog things are probably just the creepy uncles or whatever that Hinako probably encountered, you know, in the village. and those exist everywhere in any culture. You will have like single like gross men that would just be like, oh my god, you've gotten so big, blah 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 blah, and they're fucking weird. Those guys are mondo creeps. Come on, Hinako. Like, how'd you miss that downswing? Anyway. Oh, he's still alive. And then the fucking whining is also why I refer to these things as like dogs. The licking is also, you know, one of the main reasons why. Yeah. Okay. Let's take a look around. Oh god. Not seeing anything here. We could have just ran past that guy. Fuck. It's whatever. Just as long as we don't have any more screen tearing, that's what matters. Speaking of, the statue might be nearby. Possibly. Let's enshrine first. It's the carcass. Okay. Let's double check. Like so. Okay, here. There seems to be like bricks or something near it. So I'll just keep an eye out. I mentioned this before, but if you can get a fucking katana in this game, it's gonna be one of the stupidest fucking things you can do in a Silent Hill title. And mind you, there is a Silent Hill game where you can transform into a magical girl. So you being able to get a katana is just gonna be really fucking weird, at least in my opinion. But then again, I'm also not really fond of, you know, katanas and the like. Blame weebs for that one. Or at least I find them to be kind of cringy. And Emma, yeah. I've mentioned it before, but like I've seen way too many people that have like display katanas, you know, the ones that you like hang on a wall or something, and they're like, oh yeah, I use it for like practice. And it's just like, come the fuck on, dude. No, you don't. It's a fucking fake sword. Like chill out. Let's see. It's not this way for sure, but it's fine to look around. Unless the Jizo statue is right here. Oh, it is. Look at this. So what do you want? The character etched into the stone base is indecipherable. Okay. Let's buy the mountain pass. What was that? Okay. Well, that's up ahead. We'll try to get that in this playthrough, or in this stream, hopefully. It should be, yeah, like on the other side of this. So it's gonna be on that side. We don't need to fight you. What way is it? The other way. But yeah, we want to go to the other side, grab whatever those bananas are, or sweet potatoes, or whatever, and then you know, then we're gonna have to come back. Oh, that's from the Obon Festival. Isn't it a bit early for these? Okay. You mean the Watanagashi Festival? uh, Something else here. Ah! There's a radio, but no turning it on. Actually, let's see if this means anything real quick. I assume it might, but let me just double check. So I can recognize the kanji for 3. There's no kanji for mountain here. Ebisugaoka Sanchome. I think that's what that says. Well, not sure what it means. So that doesn't help. And nothing here. Okay. Well, let's move on. Oh.
やめてくれ。そんな話今はしたくない。
やめないよ。シュウ君がしっかりと現実を見るまでやめない。
だからやめてくれ。俺は。
なら言ってあげる。ひな子はね、死んだんだよ。ひな子は向こうの世界で楽しくやっているんだから。
相棒、遅かったな。さあ、行こうぜ。
Okay, that's a lot of stuttering for no reason. Okay, I'm gonna assume they mean metaphorically dead. Like dead to us, you know? In the sense that, fuck. That Hinako is quote unquote living a better life. I don't believe we can actually go through here yet. Oh, wait, yes, we can. Should be this way. Let's grab the sweet potatoes or whatever. Yeah, here they are. Oh, broken Japanese geta sandals. Or geta sandals. Beautifully decorated Japanese style slippers. Whoever wore them did so for a long time, but it is now cracked beyond repair. Okay. Well, let's go appease. Oh yeah, Shiro-sama or whatever the fuck his name was. Inari. Yeah, performance is chugging a little bit here. That's on my end, but I'm not sure why. Then again, I don't think we've ever had normal performance in this area. God, like that fucking screen tearing is horrid. So it's straight was it straight ahead? No, I think it was up here. Yeah, here it is. Okay. And journal updated. I found a damaged Ojizo-san in the mountains. The character etched into the stone base was indecipherable. What was that just now? My ears were met with the soothing chime of bells upon offering the item. This should do. Okay. I don't think we've missed one of them. If we have, then that's a problem, but let's go save. And then I'll try the loading and reloading thing. Actually, hold on. Let me do this. And then before we continue, let me try something real quick from my side. Give me 1 sec. Change the options real quick. Let's try this and this and this actually might help. Yeah, okay, that should be good. All right, let's see if that does help. Hopefully it does. Okay. I mainly changed the render distance for the most part. And hope that that helps. Yeah, like the game is running a lot more smoothly. And we can see her hair bobbing. Or her bob bopping. Okay. So from here, of course, we want to go into the school, but I don't think there is anything else around. Nope. Alright, the screen tearing is still there. I can't do shit about that.
鍵がかかってる。昔はなかったのに。
鍵は学校にあるはずだ。
ちょっと休憩しようよ。もうダメ。しばらく休ませて。
相棒も疲れただろう。休んでてくれ。俺は鍵を探してくる。
わかった。
シュウ君が一緒じゃないと嫌だよ。心細いよ。お願い、一緒にいて。
別に俺が一緒じゃなくても。
相棒も少し休め。鍵は私が探す。
そうだよ。シュウ君はずっと戦闘で頑張ってたんだから、後からついてくるだけだったヒナコの方が余裕あるって。
おい、そんな言い方をするなよ。
私は気にしない。二人とも休んでてくれ。行ってくる。
Okay. So we should hopefully not have any issues within the school itself. Considering that, you know, it's an enclosed space. But this is one of my favorite parts of the game. At least, you know, thematically and atmospherically. Because it's just so creepy. So I'll let the game, you know, do all the talking for a little bit. Nope. Here's the map. I don't think we got this the first time, actually. Yeah, I don't think we did. Interesting. Okay, I think I missed that the first time. But Hinako graduated... No, wait, hold on. This is middle school. Right. In Japan, high school is not really as common as it is in other parts of, you know, the world. Or at least a tertiary form of education. You normally have, you know, a kindergarten of some kind, and then you've got regular grade school when you're a kid, when you're a teen, and then in most parts of the West, you will have a, you know, third form of education, or secondary. No, third. A tertiary form of education, which would be like high school, you know, where you are until you're like 18. And then you might have, you know, university if you go to university. But in Japan, high school is optional. And not everyone goes to high school, but a lot of kids are pressured into going into high school, of course. If you end up going, there's, you know, more opportunities and so on and so forth. So it makes sense that Hinako, you know, hasn't been here since graduation. So she is technically like an adult for the most part. Right. They're just telling us that, you know, we need to find the key. Nothing here. A pipe. Won't open it. Or it won't open. Please do not lock the key to the second floor in the desk drawer. It's impossible to open when you're not present. Huh? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yokan, which we don't need. Oh, there's a cute rabbit. It's adorable. To all the students, the game known as the Fox's Sacrifice is hereby banned. Partaking in this recent fad is forbidden. Any students caught playing will have their parents or guardians notified and be severely punished. I think that's the game where you write something down and then fold it into the shape of a fox and then just drop it anywhere. Possibly. I think that's what they were referencing at least last time. So we'll see. Obviously, we're not supposed to go there yet. Let's see if there's anything this way. Right. So anything else that I might have missed? Not yet. Let's start looking. Bandages, which we don't need. A bunch of these lockers are going to be locked, if I recall. Aoi Takashi. We'll hold off on it. I did mention this last time. I'm just going to be looking up these solutions to all the puzzles. I already went through the game once, and figured them out on my own. There's no need to waste time trying to do them again from scratch. This room is different as well. Like that thing, I don't remember it being there. I think it was back here. Ramune, which we don't need. And let's see. Oh, back here there should be a hammer. So we can try to grab that as well. To speed up killings. Whenever we're forced into combat. But anyway, I'll let the game be a little atmospheric. Sako always left her hairpins here. Origami of rumors. I've always despised her. She goes around pretending like she doesn't want to be a girl when she knows full well that she's so much cuter than everyone else. She makes me sick. And there's a rabbit. Look at it. God, I wish we could get a closer look. There we go. It's just... what, a Dutch? I think it's a Dutch or a Rex. And then here we have another scarecrow outside. Because why not? Hairpin can be used to open drawers in place of a key. Oh, so that's what we need for, that drawer that got stuck. They don't infinitely respawn, which is great. So the monsters are a little different this time around. Before we had dolls and then the giant dude. So far we've had scarecrows. Unless that changes depending on when you come and visit this part of the game. Anyway, there's someone in here. No? Weird. Let's ditch a toolkit.
どこに置いとくなんて。
Yeah, in the first loop, there was a doll in that shed, and she would grab you. Not this time. Alright, let's grab a sledgehammer, hopefully. From up here. There it is. Right, no more knife. And there it is. So now we can do heavy attacks. So we can charge and smack. Before, there was one of those puking dudes up here. But not this time around. Huh. I remember noticing this being destroyed. Then again, we weren't paying much attention to the surroundings the first playthrough because of all the fucking enemies that were here. There was a dude right there, there were two dolls, and then there was a giant fat dude constantly walking back and forth trying to kill you. So it wasn't really, you know, allowing you to explore. But anyway. I believe we came from that way. Let's check here real quick. There's nothing. Right. Oh. How about this way? Does the screen tearing only happen when we run, I wonder? Let's see. Yeah, this is a different room. Huh. Creepy. But the rabbits are so cute. Look at them. Diary of Revenge. I found mention of a transition from the Water Dragon faith to the Divine Tree faith in historical records dating from around the middle of the Kamakura period. There, it is written that a popular monk, donning multiple masks and measuring over 10 shaku, approximately 3 meters, in height visited Ebisugaoka, and a frankly ridiculous statement. Overstatement. That monk brought people to a great cedar tree, later to be idolized in the Divine Tree faith, and told them the following. You who fear the Water Dragon's wrath, quake no more, for the beast grows weak and prepares for slumber. It is none other than this great tree that has sapped the evil from it. Devote yourselves to the great tree, and it shall keep that beast subdued until the end of time. Upon hearing the monk's words, the people of Ebisugaoka abandoned the Water Dragon faith and converted to the Divine Tree faith. However, in time, the Divine Tree faith would also begin to change. Being a settlement hidden away from society, the residents had no way for trading with the outside world, and so they were forced to treat their tools with extra care. It was from this unique culture that the Tsukumogami faith was born. Local historic records state that old tools would be brought to the hollows of the Divine Tree and offered to the gods, once again further warping their religion. Between 3-meter tall monks, giant sacred cedars, and dragons. Do humans simply sense divine presence in anything larger than themselves? How utterly ridiculous. It's quite fucking something. A rabbit Omamori. Press heavy attack immediately after performing a perfect dodge to deal a powerful counter. This counter greatly consumes stamina. Well, I don't care. We're going to equip it. But only because it's a rabbit. That's the only reason why. What do we have before? Right, HP after an enemy is destroyed. Where is it? Rabbit. So you dodge and then immediately attack. That's so cute. Although I'm not really fond of white rabbits, to be honest. I find them to be kind of creepy. Letter from Sakugo to Hinako. Hinako, has anyone tried to rope you into playing the Fox's Sacrifice game before? You basically just read a bunch of names on the blackboard and the fox will tell everyone's future. One of those people will also be granted good luck. But this isn't just some childish game. There are spiritual powers at work here, mark my words. And the fox isn't telling people their future, it's deciding them for itself. You have to promise me you won't join in, even as a joke. Even if you don't believe it yourself, please. That's pretty creepy. It reminds me of the it reminds me of the Persona game, actually, which if you are a fan of the Persona series, you have never heard of, because people who play Persona nowadays have no idea what Persona 1 is, or Megami Ibunroku Persona. And if you ever played that game, which you should, the way it starts off is you have the main cast playing the Persona game. And the way that works is you have them all in a room and they're playing a spiritual game where they have, I don't remember off the top of my head, but they have something written in their hands or on a piece of paper or something, and they're walking in specific directions. So for example, like you have that person walking in a straight line that way, that person touches someone, and then they walk in a specific direction. I believe they're supposed to make a pentagram or something with the way they're walking. And they're saying specific things while saying persona, persona, blah, 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 blah. And then that, there's some spiritual powers at work and so on. And that's how the game kind of, like, starts off. But anyway, what do we have here? Hinako, Kimie, Kanta, Sachie, Sakuko, Rinko, Shu, Toyuki. Fox's Sacrifice. Oh, God. They're all standing on the chairs now. Creepy. Oh, and you're right next to me. Okay, what's next? You guys can't hear it, but like upstairs, my upstairs neighbors were like stomping. So I thought that was part of the game for a moment until I realized it wasn't. Let's see. Am I supposed to figure out who is who? Or is there anything else here? Maybe here in the chairs. Oh, there's a little fox. To the revered fox, my ancestor, I thank you for your divine revelation. Your will shall be done. Quiet. Interesting. So the futures have been revealed. What does it say here? Hinako, disappeared. Kimie, cancer. Kanta, heart disease. Sachie, cancer. Sakuko, heart attack. Rinko, burned to death. Shu, suffocation. Kotoyuki, wishes will come true. Everyone's name is crossed out but Kotoyuki. So we know from the first loop, from ending A, that Sakuko, well, I mean, Sakuko's dead already. She didn't really die of a heart attack, but her body was covered by the vines and then all that shit. But we know that Rinko burns to death. We get rid of her, quote unquote, and we let her burn. And Shu suffocates because we strangle him. Well, he's already kind of like hanging, and we just kind of pull the rope, and we watch him suffocate before us. And then we disappear, of course. Kotoyuki, wishes will come true. Again, you can't hear that, but I just hear like whirring from the second floor. It might get picked up a little bit. Yeah, it is. I'll mute myself for a moment. Yeah, so there's still noise that does get picked up. Like that. So we'll keep going maybe for a little bit longer, and then we'll reach a safe point and then we'll probably stop. But let's go grab a key. And again, I'll mute myself for a moment. These scarecrows as well are in a different position. Remember, this chick used to be like right here looking at us. School founder's anecdote. When Mr. Yoneda was 20 years old, he came across an injured fox. Being the good teacher he is, he attended to the fox's wounds, shared his food with it, and cared for it. One day, when the fox had fully recovered, it opened its mouth and spoke in human tongue. After expressing his appreciation to Mr. Yoneda, the fox then told him, the next page is torn and on the ground. Also, you could tell that that scarecrow was quote unquote dangerous because it had a blade. My old classroom.
何？
So let me see if I can actually get this translated as well. We keep seeing it all around, so I'm not sure, but let's double check. Yeah, that's what I thought it said. So it says, "Don't be late. Someone's always watching." I thought it might be something else related to maybe Hinako and how, you know, she might get lost or how she's gonna quote unquote disappear, but no. I sat here. Behind me was Rinko. She used to give me the right answers, right? So here's Rinko's lunchbox or whatever, the special box that she made for Shu, where we took a little bit too long during the first playthrough because I kept thinking, well, is a tomato a fucking fruit? Does the game consider the tomato to be a fruit? Shu sat here, still the best partner, right? But then I realized, oh, the game wants to be like, you know, pretty simple, like, oh, like, you know, fucking apples and oranges and shit is what it wants. Anyway, Hinako isn't coming. I'm sorry for lying to you, but I thought that I needed to get you alone to find out how you truly feel. Look into your heart and try opening this box with your true feelings. Do you remember the day when just the two of us went to that cafe? We talked about how it felt like we were delinquents since we were supposed to be going to school that day. But you know what? I don't care that other people thought about you. Sorry, I don't care what the other people thought about us, because as long as I could spend time with you, that was all I needed. We both ordered the same cake that day. I can still remember how my heart almost burst out of my chest the moment the same words flowed from those lips. The sweet and tart fruit on the cake. The taste still lingers in my mouth like it was yesterday. Do you still remember the taste too? No. Let's work on the puzzle box. So I assume it wants us. I think it's going to be the same type of it even highlights it, the sweet and tart fruit. Yeah. So. Oh, it was this, right? Yeah. So that's not it. Wait, do we only have to worry about 4? We do. Okay. It's fruit. That's not fruit. Well, technically it is fruit. That's pie. And that's sushi. Okay, well that was very fucking easy. So you did remember. Well, it makes me feel very special. By the way, are you over Hinako now? I apologize if I sound blunt, but I want to make it clear. That girl is dead. I know you're going through a rough time right now, and you must be in so much pain, but you know, I can be there for you. Would you rather go through it yourself still? I can picture us slowly unfolding the pages of our hearts, talking about all the small, mundane details of our day-to-day lives. By filling up one journal after another with our thoughts, I know we can make a fresh start. A blank page upon which we can write the new story of our lives. Surely you can see it too. So what do you want this time? Journals. Right, so like feathers or whatever. I think that's a rock. That's a book. That's a book. That's a fan. Paper. Book. Dice. Brain. So it's not this. Right? I'm glad to hear that you're trying to stay positive. And remember, I'll always be there for you if you need anything. You know you're not the only one who's sad because Hinako's no longer with us. If the two of us is what it should say. But it's a typo. If the two of us could huddle together, we could soothe this pain that bites like the cold of winter. And then surely spring will arrive, welcoming us with sakura in full bloom to celebrate our union. Can you picture the beautifully blooming sakura awaiting us? Okay, that's a flower, so I assume that's spring related. Those are fireworks, which are spring related. Those are wings, so probably not. That's a clover, so probably not. It's a bonsai tree. It's a cherry. It's a sakura. And that's another. Okay. So it's not. Where is it? I don't think it's this. No, that would be correct. And it's not this. Okay. Let's double check them one more time. Okay, and you want Sakura in full bloom. Unless it really is just one of them. Is it just that? Like, not this, not this, not this, not this. Is it really just one thing? Oh my god. Here I am overthinking it again. Dear Shu, I like you. I love you. I always have and always will. I'll be waiting to hear what you think of me. Okay. Generic key might unlock the classroom door on the second floor. Shu hasn't read this letter. Well. There it is. And now this got updated. I believe, well, we'll probably, hopefully it translates it for us, but it doesn't. I believe that says, God damn it, what's her name? Rinko. I think it says Rinko and Shu, and then that's our name crossed out. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
お姉ちゃんどこ？
お友達と楽しく過ごせた？ならそろそろお支度をなさい。もうお友達とはお別れの時間よ。
お姉ちゃん。
あなたが殺すのもあなたの手で。それができるからここへ来たのでしょう。
それってどういう？
And I'm sure you noticed, she had her, like, owl mask this time. Okay, let's see. Now, the first time we came through here, you know, we didn't have the rot spreading so quickly because we were still able to, quote unquote, like, take a rest. That's okay, yes. You know, and then we wake up afterwards. Is this the room? It is not. Old annex main gate key. The key to the old annex behind the school. It can be used to open the hall doors. Note to teacher. Ayumi from the track and field club said she found a key with key box written on it during practice. If she still hasn't got it back to you, then she probably left it in her locker when she went to change. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if she forgot. If she forgot, she looked exhausted after practice. Okay. More creepy music. More bandages. Just checking everything else. Can you hear the, like, pressure? Oh, and now there's a scarecrow. Cool. Here it is. You saw that? So that. That's all it says. Just liar, 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 liar. Just like in Higurashi. Again, I wish there were, like, more direct references. That would have been funny. Origami of grievances. TT is the most disgusting person I've ever met. I wish someone would destroy her. If anyone wants to make my wish come true, her locker combination is 377. Okay. TT. Guess we'll find out who that is in a bit. Any other doors? No. Anyway. Nope. It's just, I don't know. That's fine. Okay, we'll look up the locker combinations in a little bit. My god, the rot is everywhere. Anything new here? I don't think so. We just have to... Well, we can now go through here. There's probably going to be stuff there. I believe there is a shrine out here, which we haven't gotten to yet. But let's quickly go and save. Not like we need it, but, you know. Man. Can you imagine, like, being at your old school? Or if you are still in school, being at school. And, you know, it's gonna rain. It's kind of dark out. Your parents haven't come to pick you up yet. And they probably won't be. You can smell the moisture in the air, and it's really quiet out. You can hear the wind rustling the trees nearby. Yeah, here's the shrine. Sounds creepy, huh?
学校創立より古いとかダム系の施設で一山当てた成金がわざわざここに学校を建てたって聞いたことがある。
More dam construction talk, which we know about. This can go, this can go. Alright. Another carcass.
供え物
You'd think there'd be like more for our troubles, but oh well. We've got an Emma as well, right? Yeah. Okay, well, let's get moving a little bit. There's nothing here, I don't think. Nope. Okay. So now we need to... Well, we can check our locker. Or, well, you know what? Let's do that. We need to find TT's locker. That's Aoi Takeshi. Check these inner ones real quick. Nope. Okay. Let's see if we can find TT. Because there's like 10 lockers in here we can open. This used to be my locker. Huh. So that's AA. Suga Yoshie. Tsuchiya Taiko. So 7. There we go. And a carcass. And a ton of shoes and gore. Okay, that's actually from my end, so I'll mute myself again for a while. Note between lovers. Miki, I have absolutely no idea how that crazy formula spells aishiteru, but I love you too. Sakura Ayumi, row 4, line 2. Okay. So row 4. Oh wait. It's 4, line 2, this one. Sakura's textbook. I'm a mermaid. The sea is calling out to me. I can't believe this school doesn't even have a pool. The sea, the best thing in the world. It's so lovely, it's now my locker combination. Huh?
暗号のメモか。まだまだ子供だな。
Oh, look at that. A little reflection. Mind you, it's backwards. And wrong. Origami of grievances. Oh, how I wish I could just climb inside his locker and drown in his smell. I can't believe his combination is the same as his name, Aoi. It's so cute of him, using his name in code. Right, we have to remember, like, what the locker combinations are and the fucking numbers relating to letters and stuff like that. Cryptic note. Okay, key, C. If you want to do keiko, do this. See, it's so easy. All I did was switch out the letters. I'll try to see if I can work it out on my own. Otherwise, we'll just look it up to speed shit up. I've already done this in the first playthrough. I kind of don't want to waste time with it in the second playthrough, but I'll take a screenshot of this. There we go. Because last time I got like a notepad out and I was actually, you know, deciphering everything. Is that it? Yeah. You ready to fight things now that we've spawned them, possibly? Let's see. Yeah, there's just one more place to go into. Ooh. Why yo? Also, hey RJ, thanks for stopping by. Note between lovers. 4,151 plus 3 times the square root of 6. XOXO Miki. I believe that's the formula that just spells like love. When you write it out and then you erase like the top part or whatever, and it spells I love you. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, we're doing a modded playthrough. So since we've already gotten the original ending, we can now play around with costumes. So I've modded in Jill's costume from Resident Evil. Otherwise, she would be in a a seifuku, just a typical school skirt and blouse, and that's it. Okay, I think that's all for this place. Let's go back out. So I'm shocked that there's no scarecrows assaulting us right now. Normally there would be. Or at least as per the first playthrough. Okay, well, time to open lockers. Alright, well, let's go through these again, and then I'll just look them up. So we've got Aoi Takeshi. Let's see. So this should be 401. And we have the Origami of Grievances. I happen to find out Suga's locker combination. The weird thing is, when you convert it to code, it sounds like a cry for help. What am I supposed to do? It's not like I can do anything. Whomst again? It was, Suga. That one's supposed to be SOS, right? Which is 505. Where's Suga? Suga. I think it's on the other side. Yeah. Okay. Well, there's your hint, if you want it, but from the first playthrough, that's what it was. Okay. Well, let's move on. So next locker is Sakura Ayumi. So her is supposed to be, well, it's ocean related, so it's C, right? 3 and then 4. That's usually an A. Yeah, there we go. Right, what do we have? Key cabinet. A small dainty key might open a key cabinet in the school. Okay. And who's this? Suga, you'll see it. So this one was SOS. So that's 505. And we've got a shriveled aburage, which is whatever. Before, I think it was an upgrade. Anyway, I think that's it. I don't think we've got any more lockers to go through. But we do have scarecrow enemies now. Okay. So that should open the, yeah, that little thing. That little box, and then we can get out of here. Nope. Right, well, let's move on. Okay. We still gotta pick it up. Imagine forgetting it. My god. This is still just the message of like, hey, don't forget to give your keys back. Okay. So back we go.
ならさ、私と二人で新しい宇宙戦争を始めようよ。柊君が望むなら相棒の役でも悪の女幹部の役でもいいんだよ。
鍵見つけたぞ。
おかえり。面倒をかけたな。相棒も休めよ。俺たち先に休んだから。
休みなよ。私と柊君で寝ずの番をしててあげるから。
いや、私は本当に大丈夫。
ひなこ、休めよ。あとは俺たちが見張っておくから。
おやすみ、ひなこ。 でもさ、シュウ君もああいうの好きでしょ。
興味ねえよ。
でも
君に命を救われ魂を奪われた私だ。今度は私が君の魂を救い古き君の命を奪おう。
Wait, what the fuck?
無理しなくていい。まだ休んでいるといい。
起きられます。
辛い儀式だったろう。よく耐えた。よく頑張ってくれたね、ひなこ。さあ、先に進もう。
So that's a bit weird, because we now have the Fox arm, and the game is stuttering again. When starting a game from a completed file, using an offering that recovers sanity will also fill up the Kutsu seal. Okay. When starting the game from a completed file, Soul Siphon will be able to affect multiple inanimate enemies in a small area. Okay. So, let's see. This is the third time we visit the other world, right? Now, I guess slight spoilers for the first ending if for some reason you're interested. But as we know, when we go through the first ending, Hinako becomes more bestial as the game goes on. Where, you know, we end up getting the fox arm, we end up getting the fox mask, and then the fox pin. But this ends up happening, you know, by the time the game is over. So it's kind of like, this is like by the end of the game. So it's weird that we have the mask on right now, as well as, well, the arm itself. So we still got the same attacks, and then we still have our fucking devil trigger. And I'm shocked that she's even, you know, here. Like, why do we have these? Did we already go through the ritual beforehand? Because now we have to go through this shit again. Now, this was probably one of the worst parts of the game the first time around. I don't know how they handle it during the second playthrough. Let's see. But if you recall, we have to do 2 puzzles, basically. Well, 3. We go through this side, we do some puzzles there. We go through this side, we do some puzzles, and then we go through here and we do a few more puzzles. The ones on this side weren't too bad. Here it was whatever. It was just, you know, grab a seal, whatever. Fight some enemies, doesn't matter. Easy shit. The one on the right-hand door, or the right side door, the puzzles that you had to do through there, or through that side, were fucking stupid. Because it was one puzzle. Go in a spiral and fight 27 enemies. That was your fucking puzzle. Fight 27 fucking enemies back to back. Right, so there's Hinako. Or sorry, not Hinako, sorry. I already forgot her name. Rinko. So there's Rinko. And as we learned from the Fox Fate game or whatever from a while ago, her fate is to burn to death. But can we skip this? Or do we have to kill our friends each time? I'm not sure. But anyway, let's explore around real quick. I forget what the order of the puzzles is, so we'll check the doors in a bit. And go from there. Oh, right, I've got this too, so I can try finding maybe other paths or some shit. And maybe we don't have to kill them. I don't know. Let's see. This door is locked. Okay. Here's a completely new room filled with dolls. It reminds me of when we were playing through Fatal Frame 5. Or was it... Well, actually, it's all of the Fatal Frame games. All of the Fatal Frame titles have some fucking room filled with dolls, but 5 was the one that had us fight them. Alright, here's the Swallow Omamori. Performing a counter when using focus instead, increases damage inflicted, stacks up to 5 times, and resets when damage is taken. Okay. We got an Emma. A perspective on Hiragami. The other day, my honorable father-in-law told me that fate had smiled upon me, that my blood had been blessed by the stars. If I attempt to interpret his words, I can only understand them to mean that he believes that an intervention of good fortune, or coincidence, allowed me to be so connected with this house. However, I do not believe he meant to humble me with his words. Instead, I think his words should have taken more... I think his words should be taken more literally. My very blood was favored by fate. In the world of mortals, there exist rare individuals who possess non-ABO blood types. So maybe having blood that was blessed by the stars simply means that I was born with a rare mutation. After all, there are many variations, some of which are uncommon, as in 1 in 100,000 people. Perhaps when a human child who possesses blood that contains the power to deepen the bond between mortals and gods is born into a village, they are selected as a candidate for a Hierogamous marriage. If such is the case, that would explain why such partnerships are so infrequent. Remember, Hierogamy is the marriage between a mortal and a god. I wonder who shall next be welcomed into this world. If it is another child beloved by fate, then I would like to do all in my power to help their transition into a new life. Mayumi. Now, if I don't remember... No, I don't think we've seen who Mayumi is. Unless I'm misremembering, but I don't believe we have. Seen Miami. Is there anything else around here? Yes. Unfinished letter. My future friend. Spring unfurls around me in vivid color as I write you this letter. Upon your arrival, you may bear anxiety to your new life. The slightest remembrances of your old home may call tears to your eyes like it once did to mine. The scent of ripe plums, joins of warblers of bird songs in the bittersweet union, memories that call me home to a mountain village spring. Everywhere I turn, I am met with splendor. The sounds of chirping warblers, the smell of sweet plums, I am certain that this land, though new to you, shall become a place of respite and tranquility. You and I call the same village home, so please share with me whatever weighs on your mind. I am eager to hear your stories of home, and together we... Okay. Creepy. Well, let's skedaddle. I don't think, again, we can go through here. I might need to mute myself again for a bit, so we'll just do that for a moment. Okay. So as we know, these gates will open and close depending on what you have active. So green is open that way. And then I believe red is currently open as well. So we have to go into this room so we can flip on the switch and so that we can have white open this door. So let's first go up this way and see what we can find. There's gonna be a doll that's wandering around here, assuming it's still the same somewhat. But let's see. I believe this was the candy store or whatever. Yeah, it's the room.
ファッション誌リンコの部屋
Yeah, Rinko's room. Rinko's secret journal. I wish I could live in a world where it's just Shu and me, but I don't mean that I want the rest of town to disappear. No, what I truly want is a world where Shu and I can bask together in the spotlight, with everyone else standing in the background as our supporting characters. I don't suppose there's a spell like a cast that would create such a dream world. Well, you'd be surprised. And then here she has some magazines and stuff. Anyway, we're supposed to turn this or flick this lantern, and of course things will change. Rinko collects dolls. Crumpled letter. Sorry for writing you a letter out of the blue. I know we could just talk at school, but when I'm around you, I always end up Whoever wrote it stopped here. Hey, I know this is really last minute, but would you mind coming shopping with me on Sunday? I want to know what clothes will look cute on me. From a boy's perspective, that is. What do you think? I love you so much. You never leave my thoughts. Rinko. She's so fucking crazy. I don't think there's anything else. Just Yokan. Which we don't need. Alright. Let's fight whatever it is that we're gonna be fighting in here. You ready? Here's the dolls with like viscera. Yeah. Oh, look at you. You weren't here before. And you have a fucking katana or whatever on you. We gotta find a seal of some kind. That one looks so weird. Ringo's secret journal. I wish I could live in a world where it's just Shu and me. But I don't mean that I want the rest of the world to disappear. The handwriting turns erratic and distorted. No. What I truly want is a world where that nasty little cockroach named Hinako who's always crawling around Shu is gone. I don't care how it happens. She can die in an accident or of some rare disease. Hell, she could just move to some far-off country for all I care. I just want her gone forever. Why won't any of the gods answer my prayers? Oh, there's another doll here. And then a bunch of sketches of Shu all over the fucking place. Creepy. And the final doll. Ew. But there's the medallion that we need. Rightward facing fox crest. An emblem found in the strange room. It has some jutting out at the bottom that seems like it can be inserted elsewhere. Or somewhere. Alright, you guys ready? Or are we gonna pretend? Oh, there's 3 of them. I guess you're supposed to use your devil trigger here and fight him that way, but you know, it's kind of dumb. Not like we could anyways. We don't have a charged devil trigger. All right, next 2, and there was no 3. Okay, well, I guess that's it. Yeah, let's look at all the sketches. All the ones that have, you know, the red ink or the blood through them, you can assume it's us. Because our so-called friend fucking hates us. Anyway. Right, that's one. So that door's out of the way. We can now go through normally, turn this switch, and then go up this way. And then afterwards, we can flip this switch, and then go through this door. So let's get moving. Let's save, and then, yeah. Alright. Let's do this very quickly. The only reason I'm fighting them here, or bothering with it, is because if they're dead, they don't respawn. So let's get rid of this. Should be good enough. Okay, save again. Okay, let's just make sure these switches are in the right place. Nope, that's green. So it should be red. So let's go back this way. Oh, look at that thing. Creepy. Anyway. So what's in here? There it is. Okay. Are there any more? We can hear them in the distance, but can't see them. Bandage, which we don't need. Inani sushi, which we don't need. Alright, so once more. We're flipping this to white. So we can then go through this door. and then we go. Oh wait, shit! I was supposed to. No. Yeah. We just flip this to white, and then we go around this way. Okay. And back we go. Let's fight whatever the fuck else is gonna fight us in the hallway. Another carcass. Jeez. Alright, third room. A classroom.
遠い昔みたい。
Trying to see if there's like any hidden walls or whatever we can go through. But there's a few notes.
給食。お昼休み。友達。
Right. Because do remember, we're supposed to leave behind our old life, and these are the quote unquote trials that we're supposed to go through. But okay, from behind, but not from right in front of it. But I guess we'll see what happens this time. Give me 1 second. Okay. Rinko's diary. I wasted years of my life at school carefully putting on the good girl act, pretending it was perfect in every way, basking in my own sense of superiority. Back then, I sincerely believed I was better than everyone else. But things are different now. I can see how I've been looking down on others just to falsely raise myself up. I can't help but wonder, though, has everyone else seen through my act this whole time? Hinako, Sakuko, even Shu. Maybe they've always seen through me. Straight to my rotten core. Maybe all this time, they were only pretending to be my friends. And the handwriting is seething with unfettered hatred. But I'm not the one at fault. It's all because of that awful Hinako. If only you were gone, then I wouldn't be feeling like this. The rest is too distorted to read from here. Instead of just, coming to terms with what she is, that being a horrible fucking person, she still just blames everyone. Divine water. Actually, we can offer this, but we can get rid of one of these. Doesn't matter. Don't think there's anything else here. Oh. Something pinged for like a second. Was it this? We'll check one more time this one. No. Okay. Well, let's flick this. And let's fight one of the, 5 enemies. Again. It's not behind you. Oh, class observation log. In continuation from last semester, I'm to be class president again. I hope we can make this another wonderful semester. The handwriting turns wild and erratic. I love being class president because I get to look after all these lost causes. Even when I was young, I always enjoyed comparing myself to other inferior kids and basking in my own superiority. When I pretend to care about others, I can please a lot of people. The losers I help, the people around me, and even my parents. And frankly, that makes me happy as well. Right now, I'm in charge of 2 girls who are the definition of morons. They're both so carefree and empty-headed. Neither of them knows the first thing about fitting in. The only reason they have any friends at all in this class is because I'm taking care of them. They fawn over me and tell me all the time how grateful they are. It feels amazing. I really, truly think I was born to be class president. Nishida Rinko. Oh my god. She really is just a horrid, like, human being. If she even qualifies, you know, to be part of our species. Riko's diary. I should have never pretended to be something I wasn't. If I hadn't, then I would be able. I would have been able to look in. Sorry, then I would have been able to look Hinako in the eye. I could have told her what I really think of her, put her in her place. But I've let everything sit and fester, and now the wound has turned necrotic. So even though this is the day all of my wildest dreams are coming true, my heart still feels heavy. The handwriting is chaotic and full of violent energy. This is the bed I made, so I'll lie in it. I won't ever, ever forgive you for what you did to Shu. How dare you hurt him? Shu may not cry or scream at you like I know he wants to, but I'll make sure you feel his pain all the same. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Yeah. Hinako is definitely quite something. No, it's these things. Oh, there's 3 of them. No, that's fine. God damn it. So again, remember, you can get out of those if you just mash dodge. Eventually, you know, you'll get out of the stunned animation instead of sitting there for a while. Like this. Alright, both are dead. That's good. Was that it? Maybe. Let's look around for more notes. None. Okay, let's move on. Alright, there's one more door that we need to go through. Come on, Hinako, move. Okay. Probably gonna be attacked again.
覚えてる？私たちが初めて会った日。
It's actually at my end again. Okay, so real quick, because I'll have to mute myself again. We're gonna flip the switch to blue, go up this way, because white's already flipped, and then we're gonna go through this door.
ルヤを手放すんだ。進まなきゃ。先に。
These candies bring back memories. So just like how that other person who wrote to us, and again, I wish I could read Japanese months, but their years and time is so fucking different. Box origami. The handwriting here is erratic. I'll just read through the fucking sound. Hinako, why are you here? This is supposed to be my chance to talk with Shu alone. Why the hell are you here? And why the hell are you cozying up next to Shu like that's where you belong? And the cherry on top? Sako decided to tag along too just because of you. But I can forgive her. I mean, she did me the favor of dying soon anyway. How long are you gonna keep living for? You're already dead. Quit haunting Ebisugaoka like some pathetic ghost. Rinko's childhood diary. Today I brought all my friends candy from the candy store. It's a lot more fun to eat with friends than to eat alone. All of a sudden, the town was enveloped in a thick fog. Everywhere I looked, I saw strange monsters. I could only bring myself to sit inside my empty house alone and shaking. That's when Shu came and rescued me. After that, it didn't matter how terrifying the outside world was, as long as I was able to spend time alone with Shu. The handwriting suddenly turns frightening. But then I realized that cockroach Hinako was with him. What are the odds? Just die, you pest. You don't belong in this town anymore, did you forget that? Today I bought all my friends candy from the candy store. Everyone was slobbering over the snacks and thanking me again and again. It reminded me of the time I fed that fish at the park, the way their mouths gaped wide as they begged for food. And a bunch of idiots. And that poor as dirt Hinako, all it took was one piece of cheap candy to have her following me around like a dog. It's almost cute how stupid she is. A cockroach like her deserves to die. I just realized we didn't grab the fucking last medallion. I'll go get it real quick.
強だって運動だって服選びだってお化粧だっていつだって私の方が上だった。
これで凛子とお別れできる。
ぼんやりしてるあんたを私が何度助けてあげたことか。なんでいつもあんたばっかりなのよ。彼の気持ち考えたことある？あんたは裏切った。もてあそんで裏切った。謝れ。その格好で今すぐ土下座して謝れ。聞こえてるんでしょ。なんとか言いなさいよ。ひなこ、これは咲子の。
Okay, I think this will be a good stopping point for today. So let's go ahead and save, and then get ready to swap on over to the ending screen real quick.